folks, welcome to Luthier's Lair Quick Tip episode, and I'm going to be quickly, because it's quick tip you see, so it's quick, yeah. I'm going to be showing you how to use a powder based grain filler, yes, excuse me, and it's going to be used on a base body that I recently showed in a live stream that I did. So let's go and get on with it. And for today's recipe, we will need the following. First off, the active ingredient, powdered form grain filler. This is a maple birch sort of pine colour that I'm going to be using on this body here. It's a product I've recently started using, which I found to be very good. Fill It in a Bag by Good Filler. Dearie me, these companies with their puns, right? There's that. Some water, because this is water-based grain filler. A mixing bowl. A spoon. And one of those little scraper thingies that you can trowel the resultant mixture into the wood. Now, this is 1 part powder to 3 part water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons in here, just to estimate how much I need. I've used this actually just for small surfaces, so I haven't done a full body with it yet. So this is always a good time to experiment. It kind of smells like perfume, this. That's worrying. And 3 parts water, so that was 2. I'm going to put like 6 tablespoons in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if the consistency, I'll put in another 2 actually. If the consistency is too pasty, or you just adjust the consistency accordingly, but you give that a nice good stir. Okay. And once I'm finished stirring, we will try and slop it in, okay? So, yeah. Okay. I'm done with the mixing. You kind of want it like a batter mix. It looks like a batter mix actually, so don't be going drinking it and stuff, Do not do that. It is, however, non-toxic to use with your hands, and it's water-based, so it's easy cleanup. So I like to get it to that sort of consistency, as you can see there. See that runabout there. On the stick, just like a batter, like a thin peanut butter sort of consistency. The good thing about this stuff as well is that when I cover that and seal that, it'll last shelf life in its wet condition in a sealed container is about 2 to 3 days, so you've got plenty of time to work it. Now, for applying it, there's several ways you can do it. You can actually just pour. I like to just sort of scoop a bit out onto the wood. That much. Set that aside. It's like a cooking show, this, isn't it? And then just sort of smear it around. Don't worry if it gets in the pickup routes or anything like that. And then what we're doing to start with is we're going to go across the grain with this. Okay, across the grain. And sort of push it in with the little trowel here. You can use a trowel as well, but I use the scrapers. They're usually good. Don't worry about discoloration stuff coming in, because this is paint grade wood. We're not filling it to look pretty, we're filling it to get the grain pores all filled in. Plenty of working time with this, so you've got plenty of time, and a little goes a long way. Remember that. Don't absolutely slather it on. There's no need to do that. Okay, we'll bring this bit down here. Take a bit off there. We'll do the horns first. And notice it's against the grain. Scrape a bit off there. Use that on here. Okay, So we're going against the grain and we're really pushing that into the wood. I mean, really pushing it in. Use quite a bit of pressure on that, and that will go into the wood no problem. See that? Actually quite a bit of fun. Then for clean up of the pockets, the routing pockets for the pickups, if you want, you can use a little popsicle stick and go around the edges there, but it sands very nicely, this stuff. You can even, actually, I'll just go with the grain right now to smooth that out. Spread it. The popsicle stick, lollipop stick, as you would say in Europa, probably. Having lived there for about half my life, and put that there. I'm just going to smoothly go with the grain right now to get everything sort of smoothed out. Splat that on there, and then once again against the grain, and push it in. If you can get it smooth to start with, it's a good idea always, because you've got less sanding to do in the end. But you really want to make sure the grain is filled, especially on this wood, which is sycamore, American platane, and it can be very porous in places. The grain's not, it's not a really even grain like you would get with something like African mahogany or something like that. So you really push that in. Okay, that's it. Just keep going this until the whole body, the front of the body is covered. You can do it in stages. I'm going to be doing this in stages. Wait for this to dry somewhat, and then do the rear, and then wait for that to dry. Then what I'll do is I'll do the sides after that. We'll get that done. So, be right back. Push that in. Okay, that's the front done. First coat of grain filler. I might have to put another coat on. What we do is we let that dry for quite a few hours actually. Dry to work, so that I can do the back of the base. Should only be about an hour or so, but I wouldn't recommend sanding it down until maybe 5 or 6 hours. Maybe even leave it for a day. You know, now since this has a shelf life of 2 to 3 days, I've just sealed that. It will thicken. You can thin it down again if you want. I shouldn't need to. That's enough to do the whole guitar actually. Even 2 coats probably. So yeah, that's how it looks. As you can see, it's starting to dry out in areas. Looks really rough. But when you sand that down, what will happen is you'll get to bare wood at some points, but where the grain's been filled, it will just even out. So all the grain that was there will now be filled. And I'm planning a special finish on this base here, just for fun. Okay, let's wait till that's dry and do the back, and then we'll get back to sanding it. Cool. Okay, grain filler is dry now, so what I'm doing is I'm just sanding it down to the grain and not below it, of course. You know, I don't want to be spoiling that. I've done a lot with 400 grit here. That's the front of the base. This is what the back looks like right now. It's all still slopped over and covered in grain filler. That's it before it's sanded. Right there. And then all you need to do really is just be careful. You sort of kind of stuffen the surface and go with the grain. And that will just take off the grain filler right down to the grain, which, as you can see, all I can see there has been filled. Let me zoom in a little bit there. There you see. You'll see the grain filler there. It's kind of a powder now. But it has been filled, and it's very smooth. And you can tell that if you do have fingernails. I don't really, because I'm a bassist. you draw your fingernails across it, and if you feel ridges, then you need to fill again. If you don't, which I don't there, it's smooth, and be ready for getting primed. I'm putting a primer on it before we paint. So that's all there is to it. That is grain filling wood. Very simple thing. And of course, you know, you want to make sure you've got it nicely sanded. I usually sand either to 320 or 400, in this case 400. Just, you know, just a matter of preference and how you judge it. Okay? Then we'll do the back, and then in another episode I'll probably show the how we're going to finish this one. So, cool. Itchy ear. Yes. That's it for today's Luthier's Lair quick tip. Join me next time when I'll be giving another quick tip on something else. Not grain filling, but something else, you know. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, hope you find it of use. If you do find the channel interesting and of use, and you appreciate the work that I'm doing here, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and ring that bell for notifications of other content that I'll be publishing. Till the next time, stay safe, be good, and catch you later. Cheers folks, bye bye.